continuing technically a day later. McCready walked back toward the shack silently. Barclay met him at the door. No more? The giant meteorologist asked grimly. Barclay shook his head. No more. It didn't split? It had other things to worry about, McCready assured him. When I left it, it was a glowing coal. What was it doing? Norris laughed shortly. Wise boys we are. Smash magnetos so planes won't work. Rip the boiler tubing out of the tractors. And leave that thing alone for a week in this shack. Alone and undisturbed. McCready looked in at the shack more carefully. The air, despite the ripped door, was hot and humid. On a table at the far end of the room rested a thing of coiled wires and small magnets, glass tubing and radio tubes. At the center a block of rough stone rested. From the center of the block came the light that flooded this place, the fiercely blue light, bluer than the glare of an electric arc. Let me silence my phone for 5 seconds, and I have to remember to turn it back on. The fiercely blue light, bluer than the glare of an electric arc, and from it came the sweetly soft hum. Off to one side was another mechanism of crystal glass, blown with an incredible neatness and delicacy, metal plates in a queer, shimmery sphere of insubstantiality. What is that? McCready moved nearer. Norris grunted. Leave it for investigation, but I can guess pretty well. That's atomic power. The stuff to the left, that's a neat little thing for doing what men have been trying to do with 100-ton cyclotrons and so forth. It separates neutrons from heavy water, which he was getting from the surrounding ice. Where did he get all... Oh, of course. A monster couldn't be locked in or out. He's been through the apparatus caches. McCready stared at the apparatus. Lord, what minds that race must have! The shimmery sphere, I think it's a sphere of pure force. Neutrons can pass through any matter, and he wanted a supply reservoir of neutrons. Just project neutrons against silica, calcium, beryllium, almost anything, and the atomic energy is released. That thing is the atomic generator. McCready plucked a thermometer from his coat. It's 120 degrees in here despite the open door. Our clothes have kept the heat out to an extent, but I'm sweating now. Norris nodded. The light's cold. I found that, but it gives off heat to warm the place through that coil. He could keep it warm and pleasant as his race thought of warmth and pleasantness. Did you notice the light, the color of it? McCready nodded. Beyond the stars is the answer. From beyond the stars. From a hotter planet that encircled a brighter, bluer sun they came. McCready glanced out through the door toward the blasted, smoke-stained trail that flopped and wandered blindly off across the drift. There won't be any more coming, I guess. Sheer accident it landed here, and that was 20 million years ago. What did it do for all that? What did it do all that for? He nodded toward the apparatus. Barclay laughed softly. Did you notice what it was working on when we came? Look. He pointed toward the ceiling of the shack. Like a knapsack made of flattened coffee tins, with dangling cloth straps and leather belts, the mechanism clung to the ceiling. A tiny, glaring heart of supernal flame burned in it, yet burned through the ceiling's wood without scorching it. Barclay walked over to it, grasped two of the dangling straps in his hands, and pulled it down with an effort. He strapped it about his body. A slight jump carried him in a weirdly slow arc across the room. Anti-gravity, said McCready softly. Anti-gravity, Norris nodded. Yes, we had 'em stopped, with no planes and no birds. The birds hadn't come, but they had coffee tins and radio parts, and glass in the machine shop at night. And a whole week, all to itself. America in a single jump, with anti-gravity powered by the atomic energy of matter. We had 'em stopped. Another half hour. It was just tightening these straps on the device so it could wear it, and we'd have stayed in Antarctica and shot down any moving thing that came over from the rest of the world. The albatross, McCready said softly. Do you suppose... With this thing almost finished? With that death weapon it held in its hand? No, by the grace of God, who evidently does hear very well, even down here, and the margin of half an hour, we keep our world, and the planets of the system, too. Anti-gravity, you know, and atomic power, because they came from another sun, a star beyond the stars. They came from a world with a bluer sun. The end. The transcript was finished being typed on January 1st, 2025 at 4:38 p.m. Bye-bye.